Going to record. Okay. Hi again, everyone. I'm Vicki with Singles Travel, and I will be your tour concierge for our upcoming Bountiful Bordeaux Singles River Cruise. So what I would love to do is share my screen with you. First, let me pull up the correct screen that I have here. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So the most important thing that did you all receive the final vacation details?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 14 page.
Yes, the 14 page. So if you have not, if you log in on the Singles Travel website and then you go to the page, the Bountiful Bordeaux page, scroll down, and on this left-hand column, it says your travel documents. Those are the details. Click on that, and this document opens. And this is filled with a lot of very pertinent information regarding to the pre-cruise, what you need to do beforehand. So right up front is the checklist to prepare. Okay, so just make sure your passport is valid for 6 months after your return date. If you have travel insurance, which we recommend, it's not mandatory. Just make sure you have access to your travel insurance certificate or, whatever documents they give you just in case something happens. Singles travel, within this document, there's something called a fit and willing to travel commitment. That is something that they like you to sign. It's an online form. You sign it, it automatically goes into the office. And what's very important, there are two extremely important things. One is to check into Uniworld. It says by June 25th. Is that today? Yes, that's today. I just checked in yesterday. So I'll go over that in a minute. And the next thing is Uniworld does not print a daily schedule. So unlike every other ship I've been on that, each night in my cabin would come the piece of paper for tomorrow, they don't do that. The schedule for the next day and for the current day will be on your TV in your stateroom. Also, they do all other communication by WhatsApp. It's an app I've been using for many, many years. It's free. And that is something that will be very important for you to please download. If you can do it this week, then you can find me on there. You can see right up here on this document, it has my phone number. And I can, if you can't see that, I invite everyone to please put me into your phone and text me. Again, we'll be using throughout the cruise WhatsApp. Also, since I'm already in Europe, I keep my phone on airplane mode. So even when I'm in my apartment, if someone has an Android, a lot of times for whatever reason that is, those texts don't come through. iPhone texts come through. However, if you have WhatsApp, I will get all of your texts, even when I'm, even before the cruise. Okay, so does anyone have questions about WhatsApp? Okay, really easy app. It's free to make calls, video calls, texting. So just so you know, the boat, all the communication will be via WhatsApp or on your TV in your cabin. So I've gone over all this. However, now is the Uniworld. If you have not already checked in, or if you have already checked in, bear with me for a minute. The link to check in is right on this final vacation details document. There's also a video. I'm trying to move this. This is right in my way here. To learn how to find out what your reservation number is with, I think it's with Singles Travel. It must be. So I'm going to click on the UniWorld. If anyone cannot find their reservation number, let's say tomorrow you go to check in and you don't know your reservation, just email me and I will have, it'll be either Kimberly or Catherine at Singles Travel will get your reservation number to you. But the check-in it's very simple as long as you have your reservation number. So I'm already checked in. It's wonderful. You can get your cruise documents over here and download them. Cruise documents won't be available, I think, until about 3 weeks prior to sailing. I should have gone to this page, I think it is. Because I was already logged in, it took me to a different screen. Maybe let's log out. And I'll do this again. So when you click on that, link from the final vacation details, I'm gonna move this. You can go up here to where it says already booked. You know what? That's not it. Hold on. There was another easier page. Bear with me for a sec. Straight from this link. And it will just ask you to put in your reservation number and your last name, and then the registration. Right here we go. So, I guess my email and my login. Okay, that's different. So you have to register first. Sorry about this. I've already done all this, so it didn't bring me to this last time. Okay, here we go. So once you register and log in, then something, since I've already done this, it's not allowing me, but there was something that will say you complete your registration and you just fill in. It's like passport information, date of birth. There are no COVID protocols for guests, so we don't need to have a test beforehand. All of those COVID protocols, fortunately, I mean, I say fortunately just for ease of everything, they are no longer necessary. So, does anyone have any questions at this point? I know this is kind of tedious. And I'm not going to go over all of this one thing at a time. So those were the two most important things: registering, completing the check-in, and then knowing about WhatsApp. Okay. So I want to show you here. In this document also has the latest information that we have about arrival and departure flights. So Rosa, who is not on this call, you can see she has not provided her flight info yet. If you look on this document and you see something is incorrect, or at a time, let's say your flight changes for whatever reason in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks even, please let Singles Travel know. If it's getting really close to the time of the cruise, text me or email me if that's easier, just so that I know your arrival. The arrival time is, it's important just to know when you might be arriving at the hotel. So I do have Josephine coming the 21st. Okay. And I'm coming the 21st. And then Kathleen, you're going early to Paris. That's why it's showing the 19th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. You and Rita. Okay. So
Yes.
just if you have a couple minutes sometime in the next week, look over your flight info, make sure it's correct. If it's not, let singles travel know, or if it's close to the time of the cruise, please let me know. So this shows about, did you have a question?
We call you when we get in.
Yeah, call me or you know, probably texting is, I'm more of, not that it matters, but text or call me when you get in. I will be at the hotel. Let's see when you all. Yes, so some of you are getting in early, like Larry's getting in at 10. I may, yeah, I'll be at the hotel. At a certain point, I will go out and do, I'll be making checks to find out where we're going to have dinner that night. So even if I'm not at the hotel when you arrive, please let me know. Check-in will not be until 2 or 3 p.m. If you arrive early, it looks like Larry and Sandra are the 2 early ones. The hotel will safely store your luggage until your room is ready, so that if you want to go to lunch or take a walk around, feel free to do that. The arrival, so this is showing here arrival into Paris, which typically, I mean, how do I say this? Kathleen, you are doing the pre-trip, not as part of the Uniworld pre-trip, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So typically they don't put the information in here if it's someone doing, their own. So I don't want people to get confused here. So for the arrival into Bordeaux, transportation between the airport and the hotel is not part of the package. But that gives information here about getting a taxi or a tram.
Right. Catherine sent us that.
Okay, great.
And that's the name of our hotel, that what you said, Hotel de Cese or whatever?
Hotel de Cese, yes. Another thing, they have a spa. I was just checking out the website. They have a spa. If anyone wants a spa treatment while you're there, I highly recommend booking it on their website like now, because it could likely be sold out if you want a massage or whatever. So this is the Paris information, which applies to Kathleen. And then if you scroll a little farther, the Bordeaux pre-cruise hotel and package Bordeaux. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, okay, that's good. So I'm 11. Okay, so we'll all be there for the night of the 22nd. This next information is where you'll, could you say that again? Oh, no one had a question. Okay, so at 6 p.m. on July 22nd, I will host a singles travel happy hour meet and greet, 1 drink on the house from Singles Travel. And if you don't drink alcohol, no worries, whatever you want. If it's a drink of your choice on the house, Singles Travel. And then I will give you at that meeting your welcome information, your schedule for the week from STI, which won't have a lot of times on it except for maybe breakfast and dinner, simply because I don't know the ship's schedule yet. I've asked them to provide it for me, and they have simply just replied, you'll get it when you get on board. So, but it'll be a schedule, and it will have what night our theme night, our 50 Shades of Red, and it'll have pertinent information. We do a happy hour every night, as many of you know, and we have dinner together every night. Dinner on the ship is typically at 7 p.m. And then we do have one night okay, before I get ahead of myself. So 6 p.m. I will see, hopefully all of you will have arrived at the bar of the Hotel de Cese. If your flight is arriving a little bit later, we'll probably go to dinner 7-ish. If you have not yet arrived, I will text you to let you know, it will be a nearby hotel, exactly where we are. See if you'll be able to meet us. And then if you aren't able to meet us after we return from dinner, I'll bring your welcome information directly to your room. The next morning, we'll have breakfast together at the hotel, and that's included in the package. And then this says around 11:30, we will do the group transfer to the ship. If that time changes between now and then, I will email the group as a whole and just let everyone know, okay, actually, I don't need to email you. We'll be together. Never mind. This goes on about onboard purchases. This is what I wanted to talk about. On July 27th, we have a very, very special signature experience. We will be lunching at the Michelin star restaurant La Terrasse Rouge. And it's a lunch with a wine pairing. So it will be very, very nice. This, I have to see time-wise how this corresponds with the excursions that are offered. So we'll find out about that. Okay, so like I said, we have a theme night. It will be 50 Shades of Red. I don't know what night yet, but I will have that on our schedule. So for that, be as creative as you want. If you want to dress up as a big wine bottle, go ahead and do that. Anything, and almost anything goes. And this is just things about, you know, if you have a good joke. I know Sam usually has some really good jokes. If you have any sort of talent that you want to share with the group that's appropriate, we can do that. And then information about departure flights. Again, look it over. If anything changes, let us know. I will be with you. The transfers at the end of the cruise are included in the package. So if your air itinerary changes while we're on the cruise, let me know, and I will let the ship know so that the transfer information is correct for you. And then there will be a few people going on to the post cruise in Paris. So it looks like we have 5 people doing, oh, how wonderful. I was hoping I was doing that with you, but I'm not. But there will be a representative from Uniworld with you the whole time. Everything will be choreographed, I'm sure, perfectly through Uniworld. So our last day as an entire group together will be when we say goodbye, when the cruise ends back in Bordeaux. So I think, you know, there's more information in here that I invite you to read at your leisure or not. And yeah, that's it. Does anyone have any questions for me about anything?
Is there going to be
I do. Go ahead, Sam.
is there going to be a formal night?
I have not been advised of any formal night, Sam. I will contact Uniworld. I'll contact Uniworld and ask them if there's a formal night.
It looked like this might be a pretty dressy ship or whatever. Is there any kind of requirements for the dinner and dress and all that?
Let's see. Hold on, let me go to, we go into my cruises. This is a great, once you register, I'm trying to get to the answer to your question here, Sam.
Yeah.
Once you register and log in, you can view the entire details of our cruise, what excursions they have. So I want to view, or let me move this.
Check that out. That's worth checking out.
Okay, let's see. There's also a place on here, FAQs. I'm trying to view the details first.
I remember they're saying that for breakfast and lunch, real casual dinner, they want guys to wear long pants and collared shirts, stuff like that.
Yeah, I still think it's casual. I did with back in the fall, Tammy did this with a Uniworld representative. We had a Zoom. And I
Okay.
was on that when they were talking about, it originally before I signed up.
Okay,
it is.
here it is.
Yeah.
For Europe, okay, they're talking about weather conditions, so you all know it'll trying to think in Bordeaux, it'll likely be warm. I have to check the weather. So aside from all that, comfortable, sporty, smart, casual day wear is appropriate on shore and on board. Everyday slacks, khakis, walking shorts are recommended. Let's see, but dinner, let's see. Mixing, okay, blah, blah, blah. We do ask you do not wear shorts to dinner. So for evenings, any resort type wear is suitable. Men may want to bring one sport jacket for dressier restaurant. So for the Michelin star, I will say, you might want to, not that it, you know what, I need to find out about dress code there. Also, it's a lunch, I know, but still, I feel like I should find out. For here, it says men may want to bring a sport jacket, but it doesn't say, it's definitely not mandatory. Neckties are optional. Shorts are not allowed at dinner on board the ship. Okay. We suggest, okay, God, it's a lot of information. To enter temples, okay. Okay, so I would say what you would wear for almost, I think with our groups, almost any cruise, smart casual. Even a nice pair of jeans and a shirt for dinner would be fine, just no shorts for dinner. And I'm going to find out if there's a dress code. Let's see the name. I can Google that right now. And someone else had a question while I do this. I'll listen to another question.
Well, I have questions that you may not have answers to.
Okay.
Because I thought you were going to Paris with us. I was trying to make some plans for Paris, and I wanted to know when do we arrive in Paris? When would we be finished that first day? And then the next day there's a tour, and how long is that tour? And when will we be finished on that day? Because
Yeah.
I wanted to make some other plans.
Okay, and I did see you all have a free day in Paris. Is that correct?
No, they said there's a tour, it says.
Okay, let me look here. Yeah, unfortunately, Pamela, I don't have any information. I was very upset. I wasn't going. Let's see. Let me go to the post cruise. Okay, and while I do that, let me just copy this one thing real quick. So that is a question I can put in to Catherine. You'd like a more, you know what too? Now I was gonna say if you log in, but even when I log in and I go and I see the excursions on the cruise, it doesn't have any times.
No.
So, okay, let me just see here.
Well, like for instance, I looked on the Louvre website, and it suggests buying tickets for timed entry.
Yeah,
So for instance, if I want to go in the afternoon,
right.
what time do I choose?
Okay,
And so I don't know, and I know that we have to check into our hotel, things like that, but is the tour the next day going to be just in the morning, or just stuff like that?
Yeah.
I just want the best of my time there.
okay, so you're needing the Paris for the schedule, like actual
Yeah.
timing, if we can get that. I
If we
know
can,
on the day that you disembark, you'll be with the world rep and any of the other people, our people, as well as other people who were on that cruise going to Paris. So everything will be coordinated from the time you leave the ship until check-in at the hotel. That will be, you don't need to worry about any of those things. As far as the timing, I'm going to ask Catherine in the office to try to get as much information from Uniworld as possible for you on that
So,
post.
so you're
cruise.
saying Uniworld is conducting the whole post cruise
Correct.
pack.
Yeah,
And well, and I could probably get the information from them then. I just
yes,
didn't know
but-
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what? You bought it through STI, so let STI do the work for you.
Okay.
Don't, you know, I'm going to email Catherine and I'll ask her to get in touch with you.
And I'm sure that's information I
Yes.
would be curious about too, since I'm also doing that.
So I'll have Catherine, whatever she finds out, email or call each person on the
Okay.
post cruise. Schedule, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any of that information.
Yeah, I agree with Pam. You want to take advantage of it and do what you can in those couple days.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and make sure she finds out like if there's a tour, what's the length of it?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you
So we know
even
when we're
know,
finished.
do you even know what the tour is?
I think it was on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, it should have
Um,
been.
Yeah, I think it's on your website.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, there was just that there was a tour the day after we got there.
Oh, yeah, here we
I
go.
don't think it had a lot of detail of what we were seeing.
Okay. Bordeaux, Paris, okay. Oh, yeah, here it is. The 9th arrondissement, the Opera, the Paris Garnier, also known as Palais Garnier. Okay. Head through the 8th arrondissement. Yeah, it doesn't give any times, of course. Like, you want to know, is it a full day tour? Is it a half day tour?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, reach your hotel, you'll be greeted. Okay, yeah, all the information is here on the website, but not timing.
Yes.
Okay. And I wanted to look here and see Le Terrasse Rouge, if there's any sort of dress code. In the meantime, does anyone have another question I might be able to answer? Oh.
Got a dinner question on board the ship. What if we get hungry before 7 o'clock?
I know. Well, hopefully they'll have a time, like I was just on the Royal Clipper, and at 4 every day, they put out a nice assortment of snacks, hot and cold. So let's see if I can find this on what's the food like? Okay, no. Let's see. I would think they would have some little snacks put out. Or if we're not cruising, we'll have to get food and bring it back. That I don't know, since I haven't done this itinerary before. I don't.
doubt we'll,
Sorry, Larry.
I doubt we'll go hungry.
I don't think we'll go hungry.
Okay.
If need be, I'll buy a bunch of like granola bars or cheese and wine. We're in Bordeaux. They've got to have cheese and wine, right?
Wine, cheese, and bread.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it looks like Sandra wrote on the chat. Sorry you can't hear me. Looking forward to meeting you all and sharing many glasses of wine. Yes. Have any of you looked at the excursions?
Yeah, that's a question. They give us a couple of choices every day, which is great.
Yes,
When do we choose the excursion? The day before?
once we get on board.
Okay.
Yep. So I know on my last cruise, I did, this was a different environment though. I did a sign up sheet and I went and signed everybody up. On this cruise, I don't think it's going to be like a mad rush. And I think there'll be room for everyone to do all the excursions. So I'll have information for you if we meet, when we meet at the hotel in Bordeaux. I may or may not have a sign up sheet. I just think it's probably done a little bit easier on board this river cruise than it was aboard the ship that I was just on, which their way of doing it was, you know, everyone is there writing their names, and it seemed very chaotic. I think this will be less chaotic than that. But
It
you
says
can't-
124 passengers.
Okay, very nice. And we don't know if it will be full to capacity or not. So chances are it might be fewer people than that. And that's the max capacity.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what are you all most looking forward to? I mean, if you've looked at the excursions, is there anyone for any one of you that really stands out?
Mostly the walking tours.
There were a couple biking ones too that I saw that looked kind of nice. But what's nice, once we all get together, actually beforehand on the chat, you know, it's fun to talk about, hey, who wants to do this one? You know, what are you thinking about this one? And also, as far as arrivals, flight arrivals and sharing taxis, the chat on the STI site is another place too. If you want to try to coordinate with somebody, if you see that someone's flying in at about the same time as you can coordinate taxis to the hotel if you want.
Did you find out about being able to fly from Charles de Gaulle to Bordeaux?
Okay, so Sam, everything that I researched said that it was only flights that were going into Paris Orly and then on to other things. It didn't say anything about Charles de Gaulle to Bordeaux. It said Orly to Bordeaux. Had any of you heard about this, that France is sort of banning short haul flights between certain cities if there's a train of under, I think, 2.5 hours available at about the same time? Has anyone gotten any notification from their airline about anything?
No.
Okay.
No, I just had a flight change that made me miss my connection with Delta and Air France, so I switched everything to United.
Okay. Okay. So Sam, that's all I could find was the flights between Orly, if you're flying into Orly and then going on from Orly, but it only mentioned it was Bordeaux, Lyon, and one other city that I can't remember, maybe Nice. No, it wouldn't be Nice. So have you had any problem? Sam, have you heard anything else?
No, but I would check. I'm flying in from Dublin.
You're flying from Dulles.
Dublin,
Oh, Dublin.
Philly, Dublin, Bordeaux.
Oh, you're going, okay, so I'm going Athens, Paris, Bordeaux. I've had no issue, so I guess this being said, I'll continue to research this some, but it seems like you would be hearing from your airline if this were at all an issue. I did research for about an hour last night, and all I could find out was, again, from Paris Orly Airport, at least for the time being. So, I mean, I kind of feel like unless you hear something from your airline, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Fingers crossed. Famous last words, right, Sam?
When I was buying a ticket, I was considering going through Paris, and then I waited a couple of days, and then that flight disappeared. So I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I maybe I can contact the GN Airlines and you know what? No, I feel like I would have heard something. Yes.
Are tips included on the ship, or are we responsible for tips on the ship?
Tips are included from what I read. Yes. Yep. And it was actually here on It was in the FAQs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we could tip at the end, right? If we,
Yes,
Right.
I don't know how that goes, but I will certainly give you all that information. Once we're on board, usually I do it 2 days before we disembark. We have a little meeting about what disembarkation is gonna be like, how everything goes. If anyone has a flight change, anything like that, and I'll get information about if you want to tip someone extra, do you hand it to them? What do you do? So I'll have that information for
we'll
you.
probably have envelopes at the front desk, the concierge.
Yeah, or a lot of times they'll let you add something on. There's a thing at the end when you sign your bill. If you want to add a little something extra, you might be able to do it there. Via credit card. Yeah. I'm very excited to explore this beautiful region of France that I have sent many people to, like when I worked for another company, but I have not been myself. So it'll be really fun to discover this with all of you. And hopefully we'll all be doing a lot of the same excursions together. I hope.
Will there be another rep from STI on board?
No.
Beyond? Okay.
No, yeah, I'll be the only person from, have you traveled with Singles Travel before?
Yes.
You
Italy.
have, okay.
Yes.
Do we have any first time Singles travelers right on this call? No, okay. Darn it, so that means no one gets a t-shirt. If you have your t-shirt and it's not old and ratty like all of mine are, bring it and we'll get a picture of you in it. Okay, so I have as a follow-up to find out if there's a formal night on board. To find out, oh wait, I had the La Terrasse Rouge website up. I wanted to see if it says anything about a dress code. Okay, I'll find that out. I'll put this in an email to all of you. And another thing for the people on the post Paris, I'm going to see if I can get a timed itinerary. If the tour specific, well, for both, but on the day of arrival, how long that tour is, about what time you'll arrive in Paris, and for the next day, how long that tour is, to see if you might have time to do something else after that tour. I'll have Catherine get as much information and email everyone who's on the post cruise. So does everyone have my phone number? Okay.
Can you give it to us?
I'll give it to you. It's 978-500-2918.
Thank you.
And then my personal email is vparker@singlestravelintl.com. I'll put it here in the chat too.
Thanks.
And my phone number. So again, I use WhatsApp a lot. So if you go ahead and download it, any questions you have in the next coming weeks, feel free to text me and ask me. Make sure you download WhatsApp and make sure, please, that you check in for your cruise. And actually, we are 3 weeks. So pretty soon we should be able to download our cruise docs. Okay. Okay, any last minute questions? Okay. Thank you all.
so.
What?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I will be seeing you very, very soon. I look forward to it.
Vicki, I'm going to add you on my WhatsApp in the next couple of minutes.
Okay,
Me
great.
too.
Just
Add
confirm.
me and text me and say hi, and then I'll have you.
Okay, see you in Bordeaux.
Okay, see you in Bordeaux.
Yes.
Bye.
all.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.